Intros. What is it about notebooks that are difficult? Notebooks, I find lately, is extremely difficult. I'm sitting here, it's festive season. We've been without power for the last 2 days. Can you believe it? 2 days without any power. And that means that most of our devices, batteries are dead. Battery banks have all been depleted. Even my phone is on its emergency sort of levels at the moment. And so I'm left with, what can I do? So I go up and I dig out my notebook. I go and say, okay, let me journal some thoughts, because journal is important. And I open the notebook and I noticed that it's blank. Not a single page has been scribbled or written or a note jotted down or anything. It got me thinking like, why haven't I used it? So why this, and why would this be important to you? Like, why would you want to watch a video with someone talking about an empty notebook? And I think that, every year what I try to do is I try to do a year in review, try to understand, what did I really do this year? Was it important and was it not important, and all those good things. So a notebook, I feel like it's a contract between your soul and you. Your soul and you, because you've now written down with pen and paper. So it's like a commitment that's out there in the universe. And that's kind of why I think this notebook has remained empty, because firstly it's special, so it looks pretty nice. So I want to make sure that the things that I put in here are like worthy of being in a notebook this nice. I opened this notebook, blank pages, and thought, well, bugger. I mean, I don't know why I thought that, but I was just like, here's another example of something that's just wasted. It's wasted away in my drawer, in my cupboard, and that I've never actually utilized. And I feel kind of the same way about a lot of things, a lot of skills that I've built up. It's December, in Jan, I'm turning 50 years old, and so I'm going through stuff, and maybe you're a lot younger and you don't really know what I'm talking about, but trust me, when you get to this age, you will think about your life, the life that you've lived. At some level, you will reflect on it. Things happen to me that will just, if I told you about it, it will sound wild and sound unbelievable, and conspiracy theory almost, but they happened. And so when I reflect on my life, I'm not unhappy with my life, but I damn well know I had so much more potential, like it didn't materialize. And so when I looked at this book with a feeling of bugger, and then I eventually opened it and I see, like, okay, so there's nothing been written in there. But the more I look at these blank pages, the more I say, well, that's an opportunity to write a new story. That's an opportunity for me to frame 2026 any damn way I want, because I have a blank contract in front of me for my life. This is a blank contract for my life. Maybe you going through stuff and you looking at your life and you get a new notebook, and it's a blank contract for your life. And so I can start using this, not to write away the past, but to write into the future, a journey, a new journey that I want to take. I've just been to the physio this morning because I had an injury. It's my 4th week that I haven't been able to really put any pressure on my foot. I tried a run the other day. I think that just made it worse. And it's just, it's depressing, because running means a lot to me. It's not just running, it's the motion, the ability to move. Like I relish the opportunities that I have because of motion. To go do these things, to run, to cycle, swim, kayak, all of the stuff, like it means so much to me. And to be out for 4 weeks, it really is depressing. Yeah, anyway, so the notebook, the opportunity of a blank canvas to an artist. A new data set for data enthusiasts, which I actually am. Both of those things, a programmer, data analyst, and enthusiast of the arts. So I'm going to start filling out this notebook. I'm going to start putting in my plans for 2026, setting real goals, taking the year in review, looking at my year, pulling out nuggets of experiences. And the whole point of the year in review is that, like, it's easy for us to look at the year and go like, oh, well, 2025 was rubbish. It was a hard year, and most certainly that could be true. But what are the things that came out of that year? We can't just say it was a hard year. Like, cool, why was it a hard year? if you look at stuff like that and I try to understand why it was a hard year, maybe you get some value out of it. So yeah, so if you just go through your year and you write down all the things that were hard, like I bet you go, okay, cool, so what experiences did you gain out of this hard thing that happened? Like maybe it's an emotional thing, maybe you learned that like life is tough, but you found a way to move forward and that you actually have more people that care about you than you thought. Maybe that's something that came out. Maybe that's like a really good thing. Or maybe you went through financial difficulties and maybe you're still going through it, but you were able to survive. You were able to find ways to be thrifty, a little bit more thrifty than you thought you could be. Maybe you tried a new sport and you found like, oh, you got a bit of injuries when you recovered and it was really tough, and like getting into it, and now you're starting to find a flow. Maybe that's what happened. Like they're all good things to come out of everything. Or maybe you're still in the learning phase of the thing, and so you don't have that goal, or you don't have that outcomes that you can take just yet, but you're not done. And maybe that's the great thing that's come out of your year if you do a year in review. But I've done this with so many people in my career, in my experience, that I've just always been able to help somebody come out with the good things of the year, And if you aren't able to find anything good, I bet if you leave a comment, you could reach out to me. I will help you. I personally will help you find the good out of the year when you do a year in review. I've got a framework that I've worked with. I've shared before, part of my business platform. I'm happy to do that on this platform as well, and for you if you want. So just let me know you're interested in hearing my framework for doing a year in review. I'm happy to share. But so a year in review is a really awesome thing, and having a blank notebook to me, after like 10 seconds of sulking, well, it was probably less than that, but it's just an opportunity. It's an opportunity for me to write a new story for 2026, and I'm excited to write a new story. And I hope you are excited for 2026. My name is Richard. I'm an adventure filmmaker. At the age of 48, I decided to run my first marathon with just 9 weeks of training. I was able to do it, not without pain, not without challenges, but I did it. And I want to share with everyone else just the opportunity that they have if they have some mobility. I started out walking and eventually built up to 5Ks, and then 18, and then 42 kilometers. Now I run longer distances than I ever thought was possible, with a new goal of 100K on the cards for me, just as soon as I can recover from this foot. If this message was something that you liked, when you comment with me, what would you write on your blank page? What would be the first thing that you should be writing on your blank page of a brand new notebook? Maybe it's not new, maybe it's something you found in the cupboard and you forgot that you had it, or you didn't realize that there was nothing in it. What would be the first thing that you would write if you were able to create a new story for your life? Alright, hope that resonated with you. My name is Richard. Wishing you all the best for 2026. I'm sure that 2025 was a challenging year for you. Maybe it was a great year for you, and let's celebrate that. And 2026 is going to be an even better year. Yeah, my name is Richard. This has been Richard Talks.